Hey, it's Don, the auction professor. Today I wanted to talk about an issue that arose where I had to call eBay, and I'm going to discuss what eBay did and how they handled it, which was totally inappropriate. So here's the email I got on this item. This is a National Geographic magazine that sold for $7.50 plus they paid for shipping. And this is being sent from Ohio to a small town out in the wilderness of Alaska. So it's not even a close thing. They bought it Saturday, the 14th of December, which is a Saturday afternoon after the post office was closed. It was mailed out on that following Monday, just less than 48 hours. It was labeled and packaged, and the receipt was printed for it at 11:05. It was picked up at 3 o'clock on that Monday. I got this message here from them basically threatening me with feedback already based on the fact that they didn't get it. Now, the tracking has been supplied since day one on this item. So here's my response to this customer. Basically, his message to me violates eBay's policy. You cannot threaten or insinuate in any way, shape, or form that you're going to leave negative feedback for something, especially since the item hasn't even shown up. Now, I just literally, you can read it yourself, but go into the detail basically that it was shipped right out. It didn't do anything wrong. I can't control the post office. It's Christmas time for crying out loud as well. Basically, explaining the whole thing. It's stated as being delayed. It actually states that on the listing itself for this listing on eBay because it wasn't delivered on the time that it was originally forecast to be delivered on. Again, nothing wrong on my behalf. I mailed it out the first chance I got, ordered it on Saturday. It couldn't be shipped until Monday morning, obviously, which is what happened. Now, here's the tracking for that, just for some little extra information. Eagle River, Alaska is where this was going. It was sent from Ohio, my general area, and you can see it's tracked. It's all on there from day one. The whole works. It was mailed out on the 16th as stated. They received the package when it was picked up at my location at 3:30 that afternoon. The label was added with tracking information around 11:05 to eBay. So everything is there. Nothing else I should have had to worry about. So usually in these cases, I just give eBay a quick call. I had another issue I was going to discuss, so I just wanted to state and make sure that they were going to take care of a feedback if it came in. Again, I'm going to have them on the phone, so I didn't think it was a bigger deal. So with the conversation, I bring up the issue. And the first question I get from the eBay rep is, where does it say it was delayed? Mind you, it states that on eBay's own page. And also, even with the email that I got from them, he sent it in as he wanted to cancel the transaction, which again isn't possible. Now, eBay couldn't even tell that that was the reason he used to send me that email, even though I can see that. He hadn't a clue, and he still couldn't see it at the end. Obviously, you can't cancel a listing when it's in the mail. You've got 24 hours. So anyway, no big deal on that. Conversation goes along. He tells me, obviously, we'll take care of it because of your rating. I ask, well, are you going to take the opportunity to discuss with him the fact that he's threatening people with feedback, which is a violation of your rules? Instead of doing that, he proceeds to lecture me on the fact that I used the word Christmas in the listing, and he also states that the buyer was justified in the response to me, even though it was blaming the entire thing on me, blaming it on the fact that I did something wrong, and even threatens to leave feedback. Now, the rep tells me the listing stated it was going to be delivered by the 26th. Now, you can look at any listing before you buy it. It's going to tell you a time range on when it will be delivered to your location. Now, those are estimates. Those are no way a guarantee. My response, obviously, to him is I'm not in the guaranteed delivery program. There is no stated guaranteed delivery day that this person should get a package, especially during Christmas season. He informed me that I wasn't being considerate about the buyer's needs or wants on this, and to them that was probably a long time. Christmas shouldn't have been brought up. He mentioned again why Christmas not being brought up is an issue I don't understand. He said we don't want people leaving the site for bad experiences like this. Now, mind you, again, I have done nothing wrong and followed the rules to the T in mailing. I mailed the proper way. Every little step of the way, it's been handled correctly by me, by eBay's policies. The only one that broke a policy was the gentleman who bought from me when he stated those comments. He also stated, as you read in there, that we're close by and it shouldn't take this long and items from overseas come quicker. He doesn't mention the fact that we're several thousand miles away and you have to exit our country to get to where he lives in Alaska. So again, there's no closeness. Everything about his conversation to me in that short, rude message was not nice to me in any way, shape, or form. We're talking about a magazine that he paid $7.50 for, mind you, right before Christmas, the busiest time of shopping any time of the year. So as he starts to lecture me on this, I tell him that he does not need to lecture me. I understand how this works far better than he does. Again, I've been doing this for a very long time. Somebody young on the phone who probably doesn't do this as a living and isn't on 9 platforms may not get how all this works. I don't care if he's working at eBay or not. He was reading to me from a form letter, which somebody else tried to read to me before. So I don't know if this is some new policy to now start getting on to sellers for having issues with a date that eBay states on the listing that isn't actually correct. And as I said, eBay's using the date that they put on the listing as some sort of confirmed date, and that's the issue that I didn't take into consideration, I am being told. So again, that's not true. I have no guaranteed delivery. Anything that the post office states on the delivery times are estimates and their best guess. There is no guarantee whatsoever on delivery times for any first class or even a priority. There is no guarantee unless that's what you're paying for, guaranteed overnight or some other service other than that. Other than that, there is no guarantee, which I expressed to the eBay representative. This is the second time I've been addressed with this time frame issue on these type of things. I am not in the guaranteed shipping program. There should be never a mention on when an item should be there or not be there. That should all be left up with the post office. This seems to be something that eBay's pushing now, again, because I've been read the same exact quote from some policy that I have no clue on what it is. The only policy, again, as I said, that should have been broken was when I was threatened with negative feedback for doing nothing other than shipping something within my stated time frame, following all the rules on eBay. And even with some of my response, especially with the comment that we're going to lose a customer on eBay trying to say it was my fault because of my message and inconsiderate comment to a customer that already attacked me basically in an email, I found that as very off-putting right off the bat when he insinuated that. My take on that is not the way he's seeing it, nor is his take correct on that. And as I said, his point was that it was a date that was listed in the listing, which again, I took complaint to because eBay shouldn't post a date that's not a confirmed date. People will read into it that that's the date it has to be delivered. If you don't have guaranteed delivery, that date means nothing. It does not mean anything. Now, stepping back from this transaction, looking at another one from a different angle, the same basic type of issue, I had a package that was ordered from England, collectible for my wife. And the 9th day of no tracking, I opened a case just because I thought on the 10th day you could have it closed out. So, which is what it states, after 10 days of no tracking, it will be cited in your behalf and you get your money back. You can do whatever you want. On the 11th day, I waited till it rolled over to the 11th day and I called them to have the case closed. Well, since I opened a case or requested an issue prior to those 10 days of tracking, eBay threw another 10 days from the date I reported the issue on to how long I have to wait. So now it's 19 days I have to wait to get the money back because of this. So in that case, eBay didn't have a problem with making me wait or thinking it's anything else, and sided already with making me wait longer. So they're inconsistent on how they do things on this. It just depends on who you talk to. Like in my example with this gentleman stating he didn't get the magazine. Again, I'm being lectured, basically taking an opportunity to point out what I should have done is what I was told. Again, I'm not going to change how I handle cases. I've done this type of business working with customers for most of my life, 30 years in the real world. I worked in corporate America. I've done eBay for 20 plus years. I've always handled it the same way. And then to be lectured on how I handled this situation poorly is just inconceivable. Again, the facts are out there. They shouldn't be siding with the buyer in every case. It was related, as I said, to losing a customer from eBay. And then when I stated, well, you know, you guys are gearing it towards Amazon, that sounds more like an Amazon thing to always insinuate the customers are right. No, that's not it. I said, what, am I just supposed to sit here and take it from a customer who is attacking me and stating he's going to leave feedback for something I didn't do? Again, then he changed the story to, well, we don't want you losing customers, of course. Obviously, this guy ain't coming back with that kind of comment in the first place, even though he's now since had the item for several days. Showed up just as it stated on the 2nd as a delay, which was stated as well. So again, from the very minute on this conversation with eBay, it was spun around as if I was doing something bad, even though the whole initial thing of me calling was based on the fact that this person violated the rules by threatening me with feedback. Again, something you cannot do unless they've changed that, and you're now allowed to do that. Again, he didn't even address the issue of the threat, nor did he say he would point that out to the person who made the threat at all. So it doesn't make me feel all that warm and fuzzy inside that, again, the seller is the one getting the short end of the stick, yet again on this type of case. This was from U.S. customer support as well, so there's no gaps in any conversation. I spoke my piece. I cut him off. I didn't even let him finish his little spiel telling me how I'm in the wrong for mentioning Christmas or anything else. I don't know if they have an issue with Christmas there or what the case may be, but the post office was delayed all over the place. I had 4 packages coming my way that were delayed in the same time frame, and we also had several more packages from buyers who were running late in the same time frame as well, all stated as being late from the post office. So haven't had a bad customer experience with eBay in a little while, but this one really took the cake, as did the return on the other one. Rule of thumb, if you don't have a package showing up, don't do anything with it until after 10 days, because then you're going to have to wait another 10 days, even though the policy says after 10 days of scans. It was even more upsetting to have them take an offense to me using the word Christmas during Christmas time, with a customer. Again, stating factual information that this is the busiest shipping time of the year, and they do run major delays. Everybody knows that. Anyway, that's enough on the rant here. Hopefully that gave you some thought on this. Just be careful. Handle it properly. Maybe you can't use the word Christmas to a customer anymore in eBay standards. I don't know, but word for word, that's the explanation that was given to me. Now, I don't record any of these conversations with eBay because it's against the law to record somebody on a phone conversation in California. So for those YouTubers who are doing it, I'm not going to do it because, again, I'm not interested in violating any laws or anything like that. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. Hopefully that gave you some ideas, some thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell a friend.